In the dimly lit halls of Westminster Abbey, the flickering candlelight casts dancing shadows against the cold stone walls, a haunting reminder of the past. You stand shivering, your breath misting in the autumn air, enveloped in a silence that feels almost reverent. The distant whispers of courtiers echo like a gathering storm, a cacophony of intrigue swirling around you as a child, no more than 6, steps forward. Her small hand dwarfed in the gloved palm of a towering figure, the king. This moment, thick with ritual and heavy with political significance, marks the beginning of a perilous journey for Isabella of Valois, the girl who will soon be crowned queen but remains, for now, a frightened child. Before we dive deeper into this intertwining tale of power, grief, and survival, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe. I'm fascinated by the fact that we're connecting across time zones, sharing this journey through history from different corners of the globe. Where are you watching from? It's remarkable to explore these ancient stories together, united by our curiosity about the past. As the grand oak doors swing open, a hush falls over the assembly gathered within the abbey. The sight is breathtaking. The bride, cloaked in an elaborate gown of gold and silk, adorned with pearls that catch the light like stars caught in a web. Isabella's dark hair, intricately braided, seems almost too heavy for her small head, a crown of burdens she does not yet comprehend. King Richard II, at 29, stands beside her, his regal stature accentuated by the heavy fabric of his royal attire. He cuts an imposing figure, his golden hair illuminated by the shafts of light that pierce through the stained glass windows, casting colorful reflections on the stone floor. With each step they take, Isabella's heart races, a mix of curiosity and fear reflected in her wide eyes. She is aware of the multitude of nobles, their silks and velvets whispering with anticipation, eyes trained on this unusual union. It is a marriage forged not in the fires of romance but in the cold calculations of political necessity. The whispers of the courtiers speak volumes. A peace treaty with France, the promise of stability, a means to end the prolonged conflict between two kingdoms ravaged by war. As the ceremony unfolds, the priest's voice reverberates through the abbey, filling the air with solemnity. "Do you, Richard, take Isabella to be your lawfully wedded wife?" His words hang heavy, echoing off the stone walls, a question imbued with the weight of history. Richard's voice, gentle yet firm, responds, "I do." The tension in the air is palpable, a collective breath held as all eyes shift to the child bride. Isabella's small hand trembles as she clutches her prayer book, her innocent heart struggling to grasp the magnitude of the vows being exchanged. "Do you, Isabella, take Richard to be your lawfully wedded husband?" The priest's gaze, searching for affirmation, meets hers. In that moment, she is not merely a pawn in a game of thrones. She is a child, bewildered yet aware of the eyes upon her, the expectations that loom like shadows in a dimly lit room. I do," she whispers, her voice barely audible, yet it carries through the hall, sealing her fate. The weight of the world presses down upon her as the priest blesses their union, a ceremony steeped in tradition but marred by the uncertainty of her future. As they stand side by side, Richard gazes down at Isabella with a tenderness that belies the harsh realities of their world. This is not a monster taking a child bride for base desires. This is a king fulfilling his duty, securing peace with France through this sacred bond. Yet the marriage will not be consummated, a fact understood by all, a necessity in a world where alliances must be crafted with care. The echoes of the ceremony fade, but the questions linger. What fate awaits this little girl, now a queen, in a court rife with intrigue? What shadows will follow her as she navigates a life marked by the madness of her father, Charles VI of France, and the turbulent politics of England? As the last echoes of the wedding vows fade into silence, Isabella stands at the precipice of her destiny, a pawn in a game whose rules she is yet to learn. Outside the abbey, the world waits, unaware of the fragile peace that this union hopes to secure. The whispers of those who witnessed this unusual wedding will ripple through history, marking the beginning of a life fraught with peril and promise. And as the candles flicker, casting shadows that dance upon the stone, one cannot help but wonder, what will become of Isabella of Valois, the child queen, in a world where shadows often eclipse the light? The journey has only just begun, and the past is but a prelude to the trials that lie ahead. In the shadow of the Tower of London, the cold stone walls rise like ancient sentinels, bearing witness to the shifting tides of power and the weight of destiny. You stand within those formidable confines, the air thick with tension, each echoing footstep a reminder of the fragility of loyalty and the peril of survival. The chill seeps into your bones, a constant reminder that safety is an illusion, and the walls that protect you also confine you. Before we delve deeper into Isabella's harrowing journey, take a moment to like and subscribe. It's fascinating to think that we're sharing this exploration of history together from different corners of the globe. Where are you tuning in from? It's amazing how our collective curiosity about the past brings us closer, transcending time and distance. Isabella of Valois, now a queen yet still a mere child, finds herself ensconced in the austere quarters of the tower, where the echoes of her husband's fall reverberate through the cold corridors. The once vibrant tapestries that adorned her chambers now seem muted, the colors faded, reflecting the tumultuous change in her life. The air, heavy with the scent of damp stone and flickering torches, feels stifling, as if the very walls conspire against her. "Your Grace," whispers one of her remaining attendants, a French lady-in-waiting named Madame Ducy, her voice low and urgent. "You must be cautious. Rumors spread like wildfire. They say King Richard has been deposed." Isabella's heart quickens at the words, fear flickering in her dark eyes. She is a queen, yet she feels more like a pawn, trapped in a game where the stakes are her very existence. Outside her window, the Thames flows sluggishly, a stark reminder of the world that continues to turn despite her confinement. The distant sounds of the city, shouts from merchants, the clattering of hooves on cobblestones, the call of street vendors, seem both foreign and familiar. In this moment of solitude, she wonders what will become of her. Will she remain a queen in name only, or will her past catch up with her like a specter haunting her every step? As the days stretch into weeks, Isabella learns to navigate the treacherous waters of a collapsing monarchy. The whispers grow louder, each one a potential dagger aimed at her heart. Courtiers who once bowed low to her now cast furtive glances, their loyalties shifting like the winds that howl around the tower's battlements. "They say Henry Bolingbroke gathers allies," a voice murmurs in the corridors, sending shivers down her spine. "He seeks to reclaim the throne." Isabella grips the wooden table in her chamber, the rough texture grounding her amid the chaos. "What of my husband?" she asks, her voice trembling. "What does he intend?" Madame Ducy's gaze is grave as she replies, "There are those who believe Richard may not survive this ordeal, Your Grace." The rumors grow darker with each passing day. In the dim light, Isabella feels a wave of despair wash over her. She recalls the gentle kindness of Richard, his visits filled with gifts and laughter, a stark contrast to the cold reality of her present. Yet, even in her despair, a flicker of determination ignites within her. She cannot allow herself to be merely a victim in this unfolding drama. She must learn to wield her identity, to play her part in the intricate game of thrones. As the sunset casts long shadows through her barred window, she practices her curtsies, her posture straightening with each movement. She is a queen, after all, and queens hold power, even if it is a power that feels distant and precarious. "Remember, Isabella," her tutor had once said, "you are a symbol of hope for your people. Your marriage was meant to forge alliances, not just between two kingdoms, but within the hearts of their citizens." The whispers continue to swirl around her, tales of betrayal and allegiance, each one a thread in the tapestry of her new reality. What will happen to me? She wonders aloud, the sound of her voice echoing in the silence. The walls seem to absorb her fears, offering no solace. As the moon rises high above the tower, casting a silvery glow upon the stones, Isabella's resolve hardens. She will not be a pawn easily discarded. She will find a way to navigate this perilous landscape, to preserve her identity and that of the kingdom she represents. The uncertainty stretches before her like a dark sea, filled with hidden dangers and uncharted waters. The night deepens, and she lies awake, the weight of her crown pressing down upon her young brow. The flickering torchlight dances across the walls, illuminating the shadows that flicker like phantoms of her past. With each passing moment, the stakes grow higher, and the game becomes ever more dangerous. What shadows await her in the dawn? What alliances will be forged or broken? As the darkness wraps around her, one question echoes in her mind. Can a queen survive when the world around her is crumbling? The answers lie beyond the horizon, cloaked in uncertainty waiting to reveal themselves in the unfolding drama of her life. In the heart of a fractured France, you find yourself standing amidst a court alive with whispers and intrigue, the air thick with the scent of roses and the faint echo of laughter that feels like a distant memory. The gilded halls of the palace shimmer around you, yet they feel like a cage, each ornate detail a reminder of the duality of your existence. A daughter of France, a widow of England. Your identity is a tapestry woven with threads of ambition and loyalty, each choice a potential unraveling. Before we plunge into Isabella's complex journey, take a moment to like and subscribe. It's incredible to think about how we are all part of this shared exploration of history, connecting from diverse places across the globe. Where are you watching from? Together, we unravel the stories of the past, united in our quest for understanding and insight. As Isabella of Valois steps into the sunlit courtyard of the Louvre, the vibrant colors of the flowers in bloom contrast sharply with the turmoil brewing within her heart. The laughter of courtiers mingles with the distant sound of clashing swords, a reminder that peace is a fragile illusion, easily shattered. She is a queen without a kingdom, caught in the storm of political machinations that threaten to engulf her. Isabella, a familiar voice calls, breaking her reverie. It is Charles of Orléans, her intended, who approaches with an air of confidence. At 29, he bears the weight of his noble lineage with grace, yet Isabella can see the shadows of uncertainty lurking in his eyes. We must discuss the council's plans. There are murmurs of war rising once more. Isabella nods, the weight of her past pressing heavily upon her. What do they propose? She asks, her voice steady, though her heart races. The ghosts of her past, the memories of Richard, the whispers of court politics and the treachery that led to his downfall, swirl in her mind like restless spirits. They believe your marriage to me will unite our houses and bolster our defenses against England, Charles replies, his expression earnest. But the nobles are divided. Some see you as a prize, while others view you as a threat. The words hang in the air, heavy with implication. Isabella's heart sinks as she contemplates her position. A pawn in a game of power, she is both an asset and a liability, her very existence a reminder of the turbulent history between their two nations. And what of my identity? Am I to be merely a tool in their schemes? Your identity is your strength, Charles assures her, his hand resting gently on her arm. You embody the hope of peace. Together, we can navigate this treacherous landscape. Yet, the promise of unity comes with a cost. Isabella recalls her time in England, the cold stone walls of the tower, the echoes of betrayal, and the fleeting kindness of a king who had become a distant memory. Can she truly step into this new role without being haunted by the past? As they walk through the courtyard, Isabella's gaze drifts to the bustling activity around her. Servants scurry by, their arms laden with baskets of fruit and flowers, musicians play sweet melodies, and children laugh as they chase each other beneath the sun. Yet the laughter feels distant, a reminder of the innocence she has lost. "What will become of us if war breaks out again?" Isabella asks, her voice barely above a whisper. "Will our bond be strong enough to withstand the pressures of a fractured court?" Charles stops, turning to face her, determination etched on his features. "We will face it together. I will not let the tides of war tear us apart. You will remain a queen in your own right, not just a reflection of my ambitions." A flicker of hope ignites within her, but the shadows of doubt linger. They sit together on a stone bench, the sun casting dappled light through the leaves overhead. "Is it truly possible to forge a new path when the ghosts of our past haunt us?" she muses, her voice laced with uncertainty. "Every new beginning requires us to confront the past," Charles replies, his eyes steady upon hers. "You have the strength within you to redefine your legacy, Isabella. Your marriage can be more than an alliance. It can be a beacon for peace." As the sun begins to set, casting a golden hue over the courtyard, Isabella feels the weight of her decisions pressing down, each choice more critical than the last. The laughter of the court fades into the background, replaced by the distant rumble of thunder, a reminder that storms are brewing on the horizon. In that moment of quiet reflection, Isabella realizes that her life is no longer defined solely by her past as a Queen of England. She must carve her own path in this fractured world, balancing her identity as a daughter of France with the weighty legacy of her former life. Each decision she makes will ripple through the fabric of history, and the path forward grows more uncertain with each passing moment. As twilight descends, Isabella stands at the crossroads of her destiny, poised to confront the challenges that lie ahead. The echoes of her past linger like shadows, demanding her attention as she prepares to embrace a future fraught with promise and peril. What choices will she make, and how will they shape not only her future, but the fate of nations? The answers remain cloaked in uncertainty, waiting to unfold as she steps into the light of a new dawn.